we're really investigating different things that we wanted to do in the future. And we both just have a heart for families. And, as teachers, you're always involved with families and supporting and encouraging them and just being all that you can be in their lives to help them thrive.
Hey guys, this is Matt Helton with OneTrust Home Loans, your reverse mortgage experts, and we're here with the Serving Senior podcast. That podcast that we highlight those businesses and those professionals that are helping seniors not just get by or not just survive, but thrive in retirement. And today we have another outstanding organization with two great people that are helping seniors. We've got Miss Jenelle Baily. She's the owner here of Hallmark Homecare, and we've got her business partner and friend, Miss Melissa Miles, where she specializes in matching those seniors with the correct caregivers. So we just have a great duo here, Batman and Robin, whatever you want to say. Just two great people want to share their story. So thank you guys for being here. How are y'all doing?
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
doing
you,
well.
Matt. We're good.
Well, good. Well, I know I always see you guys out, and you guys showed up here with a smile on your face and just a heart to serve. So thank you guys for coming to town and doing what you do.
Absolutely. We love it.
Yeah, we're happy here and happy to serve.
Well, you guys are awesome. I've enjoyed chatting with you. So I just wanted more people to hear about you and hear your story. So maybe if you guys could take us back to where you're from, maybe what you did in the past, and what gave you a heart for serving seniors to start this business here in Middle Tennessee.
Okay. Well, Melissa and I have known each other for 20 years back in California. We're both California natives.
Got it.
Moved to Tennessee a few years ago, just about 6 months apart with our families. Our backgrounds both are teachers.
Okay.
I taught elementary school.
And I've taught middle school and high school, PE, physical education, peer counseling.
Got it.
So when we moved to Tennessee, I opened preschool in our home.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then when Melissa moved, I recruited her to work with me full time. So we owned and operated a preschool for a couple of years, and we're really investigating different things that we wanted to do in the future. And we both just have a heart for families. And, as teachers, you're always involved with families and supporting and encouraging them and just being all that you can be in their lives to help them thrive. And so as we decided to transition from preschool teachers to something different, we were looking at different franchises and came across Hallmark Homecare. Okay. And Hallmark is a very, very different model of home care. It's a referral agency instead of a home care agency. Okay. And so the Hallmark model is matching caregivers with clients directly. So clients get to directly hire the caregivers, and we support that relationship. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a market disruptor, in a sense, in the home care agency world. So people are trying to understand how we're different than the home care model. Okay, nice. Yeah, and then that makes sense. So you're putting them together. So maybe share, if someone doesn't know, how a normal setup is for in-home care, and then what the advantage is to doing it the way you guys do it.
So I would say we like to call ourselves, and you might have heard us say this before, that we are the eHarmony of home care. Okay, got it. We really do match our clients with caregivers based off of the specific needs of the client. So, and that can be non-medical home care as well with Hallmark Home Care. So that's the unique part of Hallmark Home Care, is that we are not the home care agency tying the hands of the caregivers. So the client is the one directing the needs and the care for themselves or for their loved one. And our caregivers are really able to do what they've been trained to do in other areas and in other jobs, and bring that experience in and share that with their clients. And so our clients are loving that model because they're able to direct care for themselves or their loved ones. Our caregivers are loving that model because they're actually able to talk to their clients directly. They're able to exchange phone numbers. They're able to, and we're not the ones in the middle saying they can't do this, they can't do that, or, and we're here, but we are here for support. So we
Okay.
support both the client and the caregiver in that relationship. So whatever the client needs, we can be there to help support that. And the caregiver as well, caregivers, they work hard, endless hours, sometimes multiple agencies, multiple families, and they have their own family as well that they have to look after. So we really support them in their relationship with the client as well.
So I think in some ways we're very similar to a home care agency in that we have a registry of caregivers, we background check, we screen, we interview those caregivers, and we do provide insurance while they're working in the client's home.
Okay.
The client doesn't have to worry about that piece. And then we're there for support. We do all of the scheduling for them. We have the payment processing. We have the portal that will do the 1099 tax documentation for their caregiver at the end of the year. All those things are there to support that relationship.
Got it. Got it. So you have all the guardrails and safety nets that they need, but also to a little that freedom that allows them to operate in the way they want to with their caregiver, so their hands aren't tied, I guess, by certain rules.
Exactly. And Melissa touched on it a little bit. We're non-medical and medical, in the sense that we don't just have caregivers and CNAs on our registry, we also have LPNs and RNs.
Okay.
So if he does need higher acuity of care for a loved one, then we can match them up with the proper level of care needed.
Okay, that's great. That makes sense. Well, sounds like a good model. Maybe if you guys could share on a situation that you came upon or a client scenario that you guys got involved in where may have been dicey, or you guys may have had to jump into action, but it wasn't going that well, but you guys were able to help the client and things are going better now. Do you have any examples or stories like that?
We definitely have different stories of, for instance, one medical example would be, a gal that had ALS. So she had a trach and she had a feeding tube and those types of things. And the daughter didn't want to be the primary caregiver all the time.
Okay.
And so we're able to match up an LPN to help care for her mom. So that family was very pleased with that.
Wow.
We also have those scenarios with hospice. So typically home care agencies are not allowed to let their caregivers administer medication. So we'll get referrals for hospice patients that, have end of life wishes and they want to be at home and the family doesn't want to be the primary caregiver for their family member. And so the caregivers on our registry, if the family wants them to and they're capable of it and feel comfortable with it, they're allowed to administer maybe morphine at end of life and things like that. So sometimes we might only match up, caregivers with a family for 3 days or 5 days until the loved one passes on. But the family's just so appreciative that they got what they wanted, their wishes at end of life.
Wow.
A lot of times we'll get a call at 8 o'clock at night and okay, I need a caregiver in the hospital with my dad, in a few hours, and we're able to make those things happen. So it can be a very quick turnaround rate, and the caregivers on our registry are amazing. So they really just, as you know, caregivers are amazing and they really have a heart for caring for seniors and adults. So great caregivers, and they're always ready to jump in and help.
That's great. Great examples. If somebody's watching this recording and video, who should they send it off to and share it with? Is there specific businesses in the senior world or just in general that are good referral sources for you that would probably need to watch this?
Absolutely. Care management companies are great referral sources, hospice agencies, home health, home care agencies that their caregivers aren't allowed to do certain things for certain clients, assisted living facilities, case managers. Yeah.
Social workers. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Definitely a good group. Well, I like to figure out what people's superpowers are and would love to hear when I have two people that like to do it differently. So I want you guys to each share the other person's superpowers and what allows them to serve seniors at a high level. Jenelle, you can go first about Melissa.
Okay. Melissa's amazing. She has a very calm head, which I really appreciate. She's very calming. She's very personable. When we meet with families or when she's interviewing caregivers, she can relate very well to them. So on a personal level, she's amazing. And then she's super organized and efficient, and she's a go-getter. So anything that she doesn't know, she just branches out and learns it.
I need to keep you around me like 24/7.
Those are only just a few of her superpowers.
That's awesome, Melissa. All right, you're up, Melissa.
Okay, so I'm starting off with best boss ever. So first of all, secondly, Jenelle is extremely detail oriented. So she leaves no stone unturned. So anytime she's, learning about new clients or, putting a schedule together or learning a new process, she's amazing.
Wow.
She does not let anything slip through the cracks. And it's been amazing to watch her through the business and working with clients, because she just has such a heart for people, and it really shows. Me being emotional.
That's
it
awesome.
Really shows in the business. So.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so awesome. Well, that's all, and it's great to see. You guys aren't just working together. You're definitely friends, and you can tell that, and also tell that causes you each to work harder for each other. So that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Always having us back, and we look forward to every day, a new adventure.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And a lot to look forward to. So
that's so awesome. Well, is there any resources that you guys recommend when you meet someone that are, maybe you refer to the family, whether it's your services or even, websites or different things that you send people to just to check things out that may be good to share?
We always have different resources. We're always asking the families what they might need. So whether help getting VA benefits, or they need help, making their house more friendly with grab bars and, things of that nature. If it's, getting equity out of their home, things they do, whether it's care management or home health, we're always referring out to partners that we have. And if we get a client that we can't potentially help because we are private pay, or we have long-term care insurance reimbursement that we can help the clients get. So if it's, a client that is using insurance to pay directly with, we have our referral partners that we refer those clients to, but we never just say, oh, we can't help you. We are always making sure that they're supported in what they need.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's great. Do you ever run into, I guess, when people say they can't afford it or things like that, I guess, what's your process that you kind of walk people through to try to figure out if there's a way that they could afford it, if they really need it?
Yeah, it just depends on what, medical insurance they have and what resources they have. So we would just kind of go through the different types of, things that might be available to them.
Like veterans, like if we always ask if they were a veteran, or if they served, or if their spouse did, or, we do ask them if they own their home, Matt, because we do keep you in mind as well. And so we do, try to go through the list and see where, funds could be made available, or, if they have the long-term care insurance, of course, or any other policy that could help in that way.
Another great resource too is if they do have long-term care insurance policies, we have, people that will help them navigate those, because that can just be very difficult for families to understand. Policies that they might own already, and we really want them to be able to tap into those resources that they've been paying in for years.
Makes sense. Completely makes sense. I think that's great. I think a lot of people, when they hear that's private pay, they automatically, if they don't have long-term care insurance, they automatically kind of write it off. And with possible VA, they may have had a long-term care policy in the past that they didn't even remember that they got, or they may have not always made the best financial decisions, but they did buy a house 20 years ago and they happen to make all the payments. And oh, by the way, it's gone up about 400%. Since you paid 100 for it, it's worth 400, right? That a lot of times they don't know that they can afford it. Just may be buried. The money may be buried in the backyard. They just don't know how to use it and how to efficiently use it to be able to pay for what you do. So it's good that you guys go through all those different options. Just try to, I've found in life, if somebody really needs something and they understand that they need it, usually they'll figure out how to pay for it, right? It's kind of when they don't see the value in what's available. You guys probably see it quite a bit where those clients that say, well, I don't really need in-home care now. And then you get a call, then, you get a call back so many months or weeks later that they had a fall. Now they have to have in-home care, which they wouldn't have been in that bad a spot if they would have had you guys earlier.
Right. And that reminds me too, we're not strictly in home. Our caregivers are sometimes following a client from the hospital to back to the assisted living facility or back home. So they are able to be in any type of situation with that client.
That's great. That is great. Well, you guys are doing some great work there. Anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask?
Oh man. It's a good one. I don't know.
I don't think so. We just really appreciate you highlighting Hallmark Homecare, and we're a referral agency. So like Melissa said, the eHarmony of in-home care, and happy to help.
You're welcome. Well, maybe share, if you could, before we run, what part of Middle Tennessee you serve and how people would get in touch with you if they have some questions.
Okay, they can call our Hallmark phone number, 615-235-1471. They could find us online, NES Nashville. Hallmark Homecare is northeast and south.
Okay.
Nashville. So we have the Nashville and all the surrounding areas, just not specifically Cheatham County. Okay. But we are the only Hallmark home care in Tennessee so far. So we can work, in all those areas, even though we aren't technically the owners of those territories. That's great. Any of the counties around Nashville.
Okay. That sounds great. Well, anything you want to add, Melissa?
No, I think she said NES Nashville. That's how you find us on Facebook as well. And then hallmarkhomecare.com/123 is our website. So they can find us on there, or Google. Google.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, you guys keep enjoying working together and keep serving those seniors out there. We really do appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate your time today too.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you for watching the Serving Senior podcast, where we highlight those businesses and great people like these two that serve seniors at a high level. Thanks again. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next episode. Hey, this is Matt Helton with OneTrust Home Loans, home of retirement mortgage solutions. And we really do appreciate you checking out the Serving Seniors podcast today. Now, please go to the description down in the body of the podcast where you can subscribe to get future shows. Please click that notification button so you get notified when other shows drop. And also, if you can go to servingseniorspodcast.com, and we'd love to hear a comment about our show. We have a heart to serve seniors, and we have a heart to make sure seniors don't just survive retirement, don't just get by in retirement. We want to show seniors how to thrive in retirement. So if you know of anyone that's 55 and older that could use some extra cash flow, maybe the retirement's not going the way that they like, our retirement mortgage solutions are designed for folks, and depending on the state, they're either 55 or 62 and older, to make sure that they have that kind of retirement that they want. As long as they own a home and they're in a good equity position, there could be some solutions that they may not have thought about, or maybe they've thought of and they just didn't know how they work. That's what we do. So anyone in that age group that could use some mortgage advice, my team and I would love to be able to help them. Thanks again, and look forward to seeing you on the next show. Have a great day.